No, so there's all this. Everything shitty about America is turned into a spectacle that we can enjoy, where it's all played out in sort of a simulated version. And so they get mad, but they get mad at this disrespect for the symbolic level. And of course, Trump then, who was elected by these people not to build a wall, not to stop ISIS, not to make America great again. He was elected by these people in order to yell at the football players who are being spoiled and ungrateful. That's why they elected him. Because politics is divorced from actual people's lives. It's all resentment. It's all spectacle, and it's all seeing your enemies made mad and seeing your views affirmed by some asshole who you saw on TV. So then it goes Trump, and then what does everyone else do? People who maybe were made uncomfortable by the implications of Kaepernick's protests, they decide, well, it's about this guy. And at every level, it's get further and further abstracted. It abstracts to the flag and the troops, and then it gets extracted further to fucking Trump, and now it's just another fucking partisan issue that is easily sorted by which fucking team you think you're a member of. And all the while, the actual systemic racial hierarchy enforced at the point of a gun goes undiscussed.
This is something that like Ricky Rawls has talked about, how in America no social movement is allowed to just be about its issue. Like Kaepernick, obviously, it's become about this spectacle, as Matt's talked about. And we see it with other things. We see it with how BDS, the immediate criticism of BDS is, well, why don't you boycott China or Saudi Arabia? Because this is about Israel. This is about a singular issue.
If you bring up like cops killing people,
right? It's always black
what about
on black
Chicago?
crime.
Oh,
it's always black on black crime.
Hey, why doesn't LeBron talk about all the people being killed in Chicago? And it's like, well, he's not from Chicago.
Well,
okay?
And he also does.
Yeah.
He also does because there's never like they don't actually care about the right way to say it. They care about what's being said, and that just but it does betray like a deeper American sickness, which is how much marketing made us fucking insane. Everything is synergy. It's not just about police brutality anymore. It's this fucking culture war thing on the right. Now, for the left, it isn't a culture war. It is actually a war over life and death. But for the right, it gets subsumed into this culture war bullshit because we've seen they can't actually pass their economic designs. Everyone fucking hates it. They're in power now. It's like when Christopher Moltisanti bought his mansion and no one gave a shit.
Well,
no one fucking respects them. So they have to turn it into a culture war thing. But liberals who have no appreciation of life and death or resources as political issues, they have to fight it on culture war terms and go, well, you know, I don't know how many people would be into saying, like, fuck cops, but, you know, this is taking a knee is about respecting the office. It's about saying Evan McMullen rocks. It becomes this fucking neutered bullshit that is simultaneously about everything and about nothing.
What's so infuriating about the Chicago rejoinder is that the fucking dead in Chicago and the dead in police incidents, they're all being killed by the same fucking structural racism. They're both victims of the same foundational inscribed racial hierarchy. I mean, the city of fucking Chicago was literally built in order to cage its black population, and the legacy of that is the violence in the streets. And these fucking dipshits want to point out like that's some sort of undermining a case against police abuse, when the police abuse is what fosters the sort of just social decay that leads to violence in Chicago.
But no, just to pick up on what you said about how like politics is divorced from outcomes and it is just spectacle and resentment, and Felix, what you said about how like the right has to make everything into like a culture war issue because people hate their actual politics, and that the issues that they despise aren't really about a culture war. They're about, for instance, police just killing people and getting away with it over and over again. I wanted you to take this excuse